Hello, good evening. The General in overall command of Operation Moshtarak has told British Forces News he has full confidence in the Afghan National Security Forces and their lead role in the offensive. Major General Nick Carter says the Afghan leadership has an intuitive understanding of how such operations should be carried through. He's been speaking to our reporter Claire Sadler, who joins us live now from Camp Bastion. Claire.
General Carter was very keen when I spoke to him to talk about the contribution being made by the Afghan National Security Forces to this operation. Of course, at the moment, the ANA is accompanying British and American troops in Marja and in Nadi Ali on those shaping operations that are currently taking place. But there are some concerns about whether they're actually up to the job. The police, of course, have a reputation for being rather corrupt. Commanders on the ground said they are going to monitor those police very carefully to see how they do. The ANA as well isn't as experienced as perhaps some other forces, but General Carter says that doesn't mean they don't have a lot to offer.
Well, we're partnered as we do this, and of course what our relationship is about supporting and supported. And what we increasingly see now is that our Afghan leadership is becoming much more assertive. And what's interesting is that they have a very good understanding, of course, of this country and of the population. And they have an intuitive understanding about how these sorts of operations should be mounted. So a combination of our technology, professional competence and our resources, combined with their insight and understanding, means that our collective capability is very effective.
There has been a lot of publicity surrounding this operation. We don't know the exact date. We do know where they're going, Marja and Nadi Ali, and we believe that it is fairly imminent. But the commanders say that they have actually sacrificed that element of surprise in the hope that perhaps they will win some friends in the villages and gain some fans. And of course, also, it means that those militants who perhaps aren't as committed to the cause may give up their arms and run. That's what they're hoping. So, but of course that time does mean that the Taliban now are aware of what's happening and can plant IEDs ahead of the troops' arrival.
Well, they're always going to plant IEDs. Of course, the great advantage I think you have if you can persuade the population that the outcome is going to be better is that the population will help you find the IEDs ultimately. And I think the other thing that we're demonstrating through this is the sense of inevitability about what is going to happen. This level of commitment will be inevitable. And on that basis, I think the population will welcome what arrives, but also they will act as a restraining function on the insurgent. And our expectation is that the insurgent probably won't stay for long on that basis. Clearly there'll be a fight, but it may not be that long a fight as a consequence of this approach.
Now, General Carter says that he doesn't think the success of this operation will be able to make a decision within days. He thinks that perhaps we need to come back to this in a couple or perhaps 3 months to see just how well they've done.
Paradigm, shape, clear, hold, build. The decisive phase is hold. So everybody, of course, focuses on the moment when people insert into pieces of ground on which they haven't been before. Of course, that's entirely the wrong moment to focus your attention. The key bit is to know what happens 6, 8, 10 weeks downstream. And we won't know how successful this operation is, I think, until we've seen the way in which the population responds over a longer period of time. Because, of course, what we want to see happens is that the population becomes entirely confident that the level of commitment that its government is showing is there to be seen on the ground.
This operation is in fact part of a 3-stage plan. Following Moshtarak, what they'll do is then try to bolster the numbers of troops in the Afghan National Security Forces, and then after that there's a plan to reintegrate the insurgents back into the Afghan community.
Thank you. Claire Sadler reporting live from Camp Bastion.